Welcome to Laguna Eye Capital segment on retirement accounts, the future of money. So, to start off, we need to ask ourselves, what is a retirement account? It is an account that you place money into that is saved and invested for multiple amount of years. This can be accessed when you are 59.5 years of age. If you try to access it before, you will be charged a 10% penalty and taxation as well if you pull before that year of age. This can also change depending on where the government sets and your time upon retirement. But you must be required to withdraw at 72 years old. So, I want to introduce the idea of the rule of 72. What is the rule of 72? This rule is used to estimate the years required to double an investment at a specific rate of return. So the equation is 72 divided by the interest rate equals the years that it will take for you to double your capital. And keep in mind, your interest rate is a number, not 0.08, but instead 8. So, for an example, the market averages a return of around 8% a year. It would take 9 years to double, and when you insert it into the equation, it would be 72 divided by 8 equals the 9 years it would take to double your investments and what you put in. There are many different types of accounts. Two of the most common are 401ks and Roth 401k. Other types being 403bs, SEPs, simple, and the list goes on, as well as keeping in mind the idea of rollover IRA accounts, as well as there are self-employed accounts. So, with all of that being said, let's go into the 401k, what most employers hold for their employees if the company offers it. Many employees will match either a percentage of your salary and they'll cap it, or X% of your contribution. They'll give a quarter for every dollar that you put in. Whatever the situation is, some will do dollar for dollar. It depends on the company. But keep in mind that with the 401k, you'll be taxed and fined for pulling that amount out, and the tax rate will be at your marginal tax rate. So next, we go into what is the Roth 401k. The Roth 401k is available to people who are employed and the company that may offer such. The funds are not taxed when somebody withdraws because you previously put pre-taxed money into it. In other words, you're not taxed on the capital gains. This should be a decision based off of your marginal tax rate now versus the future, when most of us might not be making more than when they were at 60 compared to their current age now. But it's all dependent on your expected marginal tax rate when it's time to withdraw and appears. So, the individual retirement account, or also known as a IRA, enables you to save for retirement separate from your employer. Great tax deductions can come from this just as well. You can set an amount that you can invest in per year, and this changes as you near the age of 50. The Roth IRA is the same basic idea, but you are taxed on the money invested at the time of contribution and not taxed on the withdrawals. But the fundamentals of the 401k and the IRA are relatively the same. So, retirement examples. If you are 18 years old and you decide to save $250 a month and retire at the age of 67, you can expect a rate of return in the markets at around 6%. You'll retire with $1.11 million. If you're a little bit late to the gun and you decide that you want to invest $250, retire at 67, expect that rate of return of 6%, and you're age 25, you're going to be looking at close to $700,000 when you retire. Now let's say you're way late to the gun, whatever the situation may be. You're 32 years old and you want to save a whole lot more because you just never put any money away, but you're looking at trying to put a decent chunk away now because you really understand the concept of retirement. You save or put aside $450 and retire at the age of 67, expecting that rate of return at 6%. You'll have a little bit more than $750,000. So what we recommend to do is go on the NerdWallet website, check out their retirement calculator. This will be a clickable link as well in the Financial Freedom course. So just understand that the rate of return in the markets may be a lot higher some years and a lot lower on other years. Just keep that in mind. So, retirement, just like Nike says, just do it. It is your future. It is free money now, and it helps reduce your taxes, your taxable income. The more that you put aside now, well, you could double it based off of the rule of 72. Things like that. And it's free money. If your company gives in, then take their money. Use it towards your advantage. Invest in your retirement. Invest in your future. And then hold on to it. Don't tap into it before the set age to be feeless. Rack in all those fees. Don't think twice about it. Just put it aside. And when you hit that age of whatever the government sets it to be at your time, guess what? You're now successful in your own eyes. You now can retire with a large amount of capital because you put a little aside every few years. And reminder that the age of retirement changes every few years. So keep this in mind because next thing you know, you can be living on the beach now if you put a few $100s aside in the future. Thank you very much, and I hope that you're really taking under consideration your retirement account. You will strive, you will thrive, and you will be happy sitting at the beach when you hit 72 years old, kicking back and just enjoying the water all day long, knowing that you have $1 million tapped in whenever you feel like it. So, thank you very much, and start saving for retirement now. Thank you.